just like that, we are live back on another episode of DuoJive. This is episode what episode are we on? I think 14?
Are we really?
Yeah, I think 14. I think this is episode 14, so
Dude.
moving right along.
Yes. And having fun while we're doing it. Thank you so
You know
much for
it.
joining us. If you have joined the Noah Avery podcast,
That's
DuoJive.
very funny. There we go. That's better. You know what it is. This is DuoJive. You tuned in,
Yes.
thanks for joining in and I guess I should just announce now where we're at. We're now officially Wyoming's #1 podcast, but it's for questionable advice, accidental wisdom, and deeply unnecessary storytelling. I'm gonna have to
Dude,
perfect that a little bit better.
I absolutely love that intro, by the way. If somebody's joining us and you're getting for the very first time or hearing that intro, Wyoming's #1 podcast for questionable advice. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And I like it. Questionable advice. Accidental wisdom. Bravo, buddy. That was
It
very cool.
happens.
But then when it came to the deeply unnecessary storytelling, come on, man. I happen to be very fond of storytelling, and it doesn't have to be
Yes.
unnecessary. Matter of fact,
Well,
I kind of feel
storytelling
it's
can ramble
necessary.
on, and we have a bad habit of that. We have a bad habit of rambling on and just going in too deep into our stories.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so.
Unnecessary bits.
And maybe, for the sake of those listeners or viewers that don't like deeply unnecessary storytelling that lasts too long, we're very sorry. Can you tell?
Right?
What'd you smile for?
Because it's funny. You got to keep
Yeah,
them
but it's
intrigued. You got to keep them invested.
absolutely. I'm having fun. Thank you, Beck, by the way. Podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Or shall we say our or your created social media of DuoJive.
Yes.
It seems to be taking off.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's the hope is by people finding that which is easier to find, then it will lead them to us in the actual full segment podcast, what we're listening to now, and that way they can kind of have a conversation, more deep, meaningful conversation with us, or listening in on it at least, and then hopefully later on communicate to each other, whether it's on social media or comments, DMs, whatever. But with that being said, make sure to check us out both on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, on all those platforms. Look up DuoJive. We have our personal links. I will be adding DuoJive starting this podcast or this episode, the DuoJive account, but then I also have our personal links, so make sure to go follow us on that and to give us a follow and to like and comment on the platform you're listening on. That way we can get some advice on how to improve. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
absolutely. And we don't have it all figured out, so it's nice to have input from other people.
Oh yeah, anybody and everybody.
And by the way, I shared the crap out of that snippet that you shared about what did we talk about last week? There was a topic. The topic is
Modern
escaping me.
society?
Yeah, hoping for someone else's life, right? Hoping for
Yes.
someone the highlight reel
Yes.
epidemic.
Yes.
And of course, you shared that, and I thought it was fantastic. And I shared it on every platform I have, so it's getting its traction there, getting
Good.
around, making circles. How was your week?
That's it. It's been a fantastic week. I got a little sick yesterday, so I've been
Really?
recovering from that. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Apologies in advance if you guys are listening in on this, because I may sound a little sniffly just because I got hit with the big ol', I guess it's head cold starting yesterday,
Oh,
so fun
okay.
stuff, but recovering
All
quickly.
right. Well, I'm thankful that it's not contagious through my iPad, and
Yeah,
it
you should count your blessings, because
should be
it's
safe.
gnarly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we can continue then.
Yep.
Any travel last week?
We did. We actually traveled quite a bit this weekend. It's funny, we only went to being in Wyoming, everyone listening in for the first time, if you haven't looked at our social media yet, we're two dudes from Wyoming. Well, I shouldn't say from Wyoming. We're two dudes that live in Wyoming. One's currently on traveling though. He's currently traveling, but
I am
we
on a
originate from
project, and I'm in
Wyoming.
Chicago. That's correct.
Yes,
Changing to
that's
Denver real
Chris.
soon here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Soon here, you'll be nice and close to us. We can come visit
Yes,
you.
sir.
You can come visit us. It's
Absolutely.
pretty exciting,
Very,
and
very
that's just
excited.
another trip we can plan. But this weekend we got to go to the next town over, which is about an hour and a half, and went and celebrated a birthday out of town. Got some food we don't have, and then the following day went to Cheyenne Frontier Days, which takes place in the capital of Wyoming, Cheyenne, and it's kind of like a rodeo. If you're from Texas, you know the Houston Livestock Rodeo Show. It's very familiar to that, but more north. Uh, and that kind of vibe. You know, it's got the carnival, rodeo concerts, food, all of the above. Fun stuff. You know, we went
Yes,
and
it
picked
is.
out on some food, went and picked out on some rides, and we didn't do any concerts this time, but carnival, fun time hanging out.
Well, this time you had an addition, and
We did.
I'm sure that when you guys were his age, I remember there was kind of an information overload for you guys when we would go to places where there was so much going on, and you, your brother, and your sister would be taking it all in, right? Just taking it all in, taking it all in. By the end of that trip, you guys were sacked, you know,
Oh man, that's a great way to wear out a kid. Go do something new. Go on an
with a lot
adventure.
with a lot of movement, a lot of
Oh
activity, a
man.
lot of lights to see.
Same thing for him. I think he got a little overwhelmed because midday he was getting pretty dang cranky. Even though it's been fun and busy, I
Yeah,
think, just
yeah,
too much of it can also
yeah,
lead to a busy, overwhelming, upset baby. Nap
yeah.
time.
Well, that's good though. That's good. That's I don't know. I used to enjoy the crap out of it when you guys would get too much. I
Yes.
just enjoyed the crap out of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think that's why I'm trying to continue it on. So a part of me remembers that, and it's engraved in me, so got to carry it on. Just
Right on,
adventures starting from day one.
right on, right on. And we did a lot of it. So did you try any new ice creams then?
I actually did. I tried a new Halo Top flavor this week accidentally. It was not my intention to try it for the podcast, but here I am, have tried it and can review it on the podcast.
Okay, okay. Now, were you eating the Halo Top because it wasn't a cheat day, I guess.
Yes, it wasn't a cheat day, and Tiff and I were looking to enjoy something, splurge a little
Satisfy a
bit, but
sweet
nothing
tooth.
crazy. Yes, we had to fix our sweet tooth craving and
Yep,
tried a
yep,
new Halo Top flavor.
yep.
I think it's caramel cookie crunch. It's one of the new mix-ins flavors, so it's about 500 calories for the whole pint, but when you split it, 250, a little more reasonable, and a little bit of protein in it, which is nice. It's pretty good. I don't think it's my favorite. It's I've never been a caramel guy, so it was pretty heavy on the caramel and I think caramel, whatever. And I think that it was strong, so if you're a fan, then you'll love it. But personally, I'm more chocolate than I am caramel guy.
See, and that's one of my weaknesses. That's like my
Caramel?
kryptonite, dude. My goodness gracious. If I know there's caramel anywhere, I'm going to be like driving there, even if it's a
Well,
half
in
hour.
that case, you need to try the caramel cookie crunch mix-in Halo Top because it's got the biggest glops of, I mean, the best word to use, the best
The biggest
verbiage
pops.
is glops of caramel in it that you just eat and it's straight just caramel. And then it's got caramel inside it, like it's infused in the ice cream, so it's just an
Yeah,
overload.
yeah. See, I that would become a problem, even though it is low calorie, right?
Right?
It
You could
would
still
still
eat too
become
much
a
of it.
problem. Eat too much anyway. And I would be thinking, oh, well, this is lower calorie. I can eat a little more. But
Yep.
I did, however, visit Johnny's today. I talked about Johnny's last week. This place is freaking amazing because they got the best ice cream I've tasted in most places.
So it seems like it's become your go-to spot then.
Well, at least once a week so that I can talk about it, with you because I know you're going to be trying something new. I've got to try something new too, right? And so I went this week, and the young lady that took my order, I told her, I said, I need something both caramely and chocolate. And she said, well, you need to try the Bear Trax. I said, well, if it's I'm a soft ice cream guy. I don't like to have to peel ice cream off of a scoop, for example. And she goes, well, I could try this. I said, what about shake? She goes, well, yeah, let's do that. And so, I got a Bear Trax shake that was loaded with caramel bits and chocolate.
Mm.
And
Wait, so is Bear Tracks kind of like Moose Tracks? Just kind
I,
of a different take on it?
And the funny part about it, I don't know the difference between the two, right? But yeah, I'm guessing it's a that's where Moose Tracks or
Like
Bear
chocolate
Tracks came.
swirls,
Yeah,
like Reese's crumb, like bits in it, like chocolate Reese's bits, like peanut
well,
buttery a little bit, caramelly.
no. So this was like caramel inside of chocolate,
Okay.
almost candies chopped up in the shake.
Yes.
And I gotta
So
say,
similar to Moose Tracks, but it's got its own take, its own spin.
yes, yes. Now this again is problematic for me because I have a sweet tooth that goes beyond the normal sweet tooth. I crave it constantly and I love sugar, right? So I've been cutting back way back on the sugar. And if I do anything sweet anymore, it's going to be a little honey in my mud water, which is, mushroom coffee. I don't do coffee anymore. I mean, I could, right? I could drink coffee, no problem, but I felt like I was drinking too much, so I
Cut it back for a
switched.
bit.
Yeah, switched to mud water, and it's awesome. I enjoy the mud water. I didn't mean to plug them on the podcast, but it's one of my drinks in the morning, and then I put a lot of honey in it, right? And so I'm really trying to cut back, and this place being right outside of my RV park here in Marseilles, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Well, it's going to be problematic unless I just restrict myself to once a week so that I can talk about it on the podcast. So that's what I'm
It
doing.
gives you something to look forward to. You got something to look forward to, not going crazy.
Well, I do that. And what's really great is they've got so many flavors. There's no way I could try them all, you know, especially since my job's coming to an end here. But yeah,
Man,
man,
yeah, you're gonna have to squeeze in a
what, put it
couple
in high
more
gear?
before you.
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh, no, no. But thank you
strong-willed,
though.
strong-willed, I will say, strong-willed.
Well, I do
It's a
that.
bummer. I was hoping to come down and visit and try some with you, but what we'll have
Well,
to do with you being in Denver, what?
we can make a trip out of here. That's not a
Yes,
problem.
that's true. That
Yeah.
is true, but being that you're coming to Denver here shortly, that just means we'll have to find a new spot somewhere because there's
Yes.
bound to be a plenty of options for ice creams and good ones. Maybe some more unique ones, and we'll just have to come. I'll have to come down and we'll have to go on a ice cream tour where we go try different
Come on
flavors
now.
and fusions and designs.
As long as there's
As you can
summer,
see, your
let's do it.
sweet tooth, I also have that. Big sweet tooth guy over here. Love ice cream as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. It's come by it naturally, huh? Apple didn't fall
Apparently,
far from the tree. So
I'm
what?
right
I've
there with
never
you.
asked how Tiffany's sweet tooth is. I
It's
mean,
pretty strong. She'll like I said, it was actually her originally it was her idea to do the Halo Top, and I'm like, and then she's like, we'll split it so that way it's only 250 calories each, and I'm like, now you're talking my language. And I was like, low cal, and I get a bit of it? Sure. So I went and grabbed one. I got that flavor because originally I was gonna get the PB cookies and brownie mix. It's like a bit of everything. PB cup cookies and brownie mix, like
yep,
overload.
yep,
And
yep.
she's not a big fan of peanut butter, so I went with the caramel. I figured I'd try that first, and then maybe next time we'll get the peanut
Next time,
butter.
peanut butter, huh? And see, I love peanut butter by itself. I don't know that I like it in ice cream. I've had it, and I didn't enjoy it that much.
I'm sorry to hear that, but teach their own.
Yeah,
You
to
guys
each
should leave
their
out,
own.
yes, to each their own. I mean, you guys should leave down in the comments. I might leave a poll. I'll make a mark here and I'll leave a poll for whenever we're done with this to see who likes, if the majority likes, if we have anybody that listens, if the majority likes a peanut butter in ice cream or if it's more of a in a sandwich type of deal only.
Uh,
See what
Peanut
they
butter in
have
a
to say.
sandwich. And see, it's probably been 30 years since I've had a peanut butter sandwich. I don't even know that I can imagine the texture
What
anymore.
about a peanut butter and jelly?
Well, that's it. I mean, anytime I did peanut butter historically, anytime I did peanut butter, it was peanut butter and jelly. I got into this thing about 10, 15 years ago to where I was doing peanut butter and jelly, little bitty dabs of peanut butter and jelly on a few crackers in order to cut back my intake, right, of carbohydrates and different things like that. I haven't been a big bread eater ever. So that was my alternative. And then I got the crunch too, because you got to have that crunch, which I had some crunch in my crunchy peanut butter.
But yeah,
But I mean,
crunch
yes,
overload.
it's been at least 15, if not more, since I've had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now that you mention it,
Alrighty.
I kind of
Sounds like that's in order
yeah,
then.
sounds like something to maybe just
Your
partake in.
peanut butter sweet tooth might come back if you do that.
Well, now On the flip side of that, I eat a spoonful of peanut butter 2, 3 times a week.
Yeah. So
Crunchy.
you do eat
Oh
peanut
man,
butter still, just
yeah,
not in anything.
a crunchy peanut butter with some honey drizzled on it. Oh my goodness gracious.
I think that was one of my biggest weaknesses. Speaking of peanut butter, that was
Yep,
one of my biggest weaknesses because
yep.
I would do the same, but I didn't limit myself. So you're talking probably 4, maybe 5 spoonfuls of peanut butter, with a glass of milk, with some
Yeah.
chips, whatever I
Yep.
wanted
Oh
with
my
it.
goodness.
Never
My
anything healthy.
goodness. Yeah.
And you're talking a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, or 2 tablespoons. I need to find out. I think it's 1 or 2 tablespoons is 200 calories. So, let's say if a spoonful is 4 tablespoons, you're doubling the dose, that's 400 calories. You do 6 of those, that's 2,000 calories right there just in peanut butter without even realizing it because of how heavy in fats they are. They're more so heavy in fats than they are protein. A lot of people believe, oh, I'm getting my protein and it's peanut butter.
And there's some protein in
Protein
there.
there is, but not enough to justify it being your source of protein. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just a
Well, four
benefit
percent,
of the.
4% in Peter Pan. You know why
Okay,
I've
I'm gonna do something.
what?
What's that?
Why I've got
I'm
this
gonna.
sitting here? So
Okay.
this is the front of my RV. And so when I leave in the morning, I go out my door right here in front of this chair. And I set this peanut butter here so that I could remember to take it back to the store. It's a brand new jar of Peter Pan, and unfortunately, it's not crunchy. I don't know
Oh.
I ever got creamy, but I did, and I
Well, creamy is
regretted it.
good in certain occasions if you put it in, if you add it to recipes
I
or
can't.
if you make it peanut butter and jelly. Huh?
I,
Right? I carry on. I like crunchy more than creamy too. You're right. I'm right there with you. Creamy on certain occasions. I'm gonna do something. I'll be right back. Give me
all
one
right.
second here.
Well, you got to know that, I mean, there's no texture in creamy. It's just peanut butter. So, for all of our listeners, while he stepped out, I just think the crunchy peanut butter is the only way to go. But that's just me. And our listeners, viewers can let me know what they just think about that. One of the funny things about being on the internet is people will respond to what they like or what they don't like, what they think about what you're saying, what they think about what you're not saying sometimes. And they do it in a way that's kind of, if you got thin skin, you might get your feelings hurt. So,
That's the internet, man. Especially
but I
starting
don't.
off.
But since I don't ever get my feelings hurt ever, it's no big deal for me.
Good. I'm
So
glad
what'd
to
you
hear
do when
it.
you
Well,
stepped out? What'd you get?
I went and got my peanut butter. So this is what my peanut butter looks like. Typically, I get the crunchy, but I was requested to get creamy for 2 reasons. A few recipes call for creamy that I'm working on, and then Lincoln wants creamy as well. Can you show me your peanut butter again? And for
Yeah,
everyone listening, he's showing me a jar of Peter Pan peanut butter. And what is the ingredients list?
the ingredients list. Are you ready? Oh dang.
Yes, sir.
Too close to my face. Well, it doesn't. It gives me the
It should be
calories,
under
the
the
fats, the
nutrients.
cholesterols, the sodium, the total carbohydrates, the protein,
It'll
the
be under the
macros.
macronutrients. It's under that big white
Oh, here we
box.
go.
It'll be
Ingredients,
ingredients.
ingredients, ingredients. And I need a little bit further. Are you ready? I'm going to yell it. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Peanut butter, which is roasted peanuts, sugar, less than 2% of molasses, hydrocarbonated vegetable oil, grapeseed, cottonseed, salt, sugar, honey, and of course, it contains peanuts.
Peanuts, yes. Well, with that being said, why is that? I mean, I guess they could do whatever they want, right? I mean, it's a free country. But when you're advertising and you're selling something like peanut butter and it says that, I mean, it helps that this one says 100% peanuts, so you know what you're getting. If you look closely in the ingredients list, there's only one item, peanuts.
Peanuts?
Peanuts. That's it.
Ah,
I mean, like crazy to think that this peanut butter only has peanuts in it. And
yep.
whenever I discovered that, I was like, wow, that really changes my perspective on things because we could buy the same thing, peanut butter, but get two completely different results
Okay.
from how you feel afterwards because of the
Yes.
additional ingredients they add in it just for flavor
Yes.
or texture or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not even a significant thing. Like I could make a peanut butter jelly possibly better by using this a peanut only peanut butter, just with the right additional ingredients, right toast, right bread, right jelly, all that good stuff.
Right. The right toast, the right bread, right jelly.
If you to make it, hey, you got to perfect it
It's
all to
very
make a good
specific set of
peanut butter and
ingredients.
jelly sandwich.
Okay. So this was honey roasted. I didn't realize. Well, I did realize it because that's why I pulled it off the shelf, right? I saw honey and went, okay, yeah, that's my peanut butter, right? not knowing that it was creamy because I would never ever buy cream. However, yeah, that
So
may
you're
or
gonna
may
take it
not.
back?
Heck yeah. Well, so I was just thinking while you were saying all that, what if I get a big bag of peanuts, salted peanuts, and then I mix them together? Would that be crazy cool? Would that be
Are
delicious?
you talking like crushing them up?
Well, if I have to, why not have whole peanuts in it?
So you're saying removing the butter part of it and just throwing peanuts in there?
No, no, no. Well, in other words, throw some peanuts in the jar because I eat it by the spoonful. Okay, so if I'm
Oh,
gonna get a
you're
spoon,
saying add it to the jar that you bought of the creamy.
then yeah, or just get a big bag of peanuts, scoop out some peanut butter, and then dip it in the peanuts, and I've got a big scoop of peanut butter peanuts.
Peanut butter peanuts when you can't get enough peanut butter. That may be a little concerning. It sounds amazing, but
Pour some honey on it.
there we go. Well, on
I
top
think
of
I know
the
what I'm
fact that
doing
it's
for lunch tomorrow. What?
honey roasted peanut butter with peanuts with a drizzle of honey.
Oh my gosh. My God. Dude, that
Quite
sounds
something.
delish. Does it
I
not sound
mean,
delicious?
that's one thing.
I understand it's going to be too fattening, and I should maybe
Yes.
only one spoonful might do me. You know, in other words, just one spoonful for lunch. I'm getting probably 200 calories plus or minus.
A spoonful with peanuts, you're probably looking at about maybe 500.
Okay, that's whew,
Because you said
that's
a
loading up.
spoonful, right? It's going to be a hefty spoonful.
Well, okay, yes, but for breakfast, all I've been doing is my smoothie, which
Okay.
is strawberries, blueberries, and bananas, and granola and stuff like that blended in a blender. So I just and I got some seeds in it, flax
Do
seed,
you throw peanuts
chia
in there?
seed. What?
Do you throw peanuts or peanut butter in there?
No, for that texture I use granola. But
Okay.
now that you mention it, it might not be a bad idea.
I'm gonna have to send you another recipe. I actually just recently made it was a chocolate lovers peanut butter banana smoothie. So it had a chocolate protein powder base with a little bit of cocoa powder to give it extra chocolatiness, and then
Okay.
half a banana, not to overpower, and then a good like one serving, like a half a serving of peanut butter, and then a full serving of PB Fit peanut butter powder. So that removes the fats. So you're able to get the
Okay.
peanut butter flavoring, but it removes the fats. So that way it was super peanut buttery, super chocolatey with a hint of banana. And then I turned it into a smoothie. And because
Bad.
of what I'm saying right now, I'm going to go make another one.
I was gonna say it sounds delish. Now you got
Yeah.
pizza getting ready to cook, so you can't do anything.
Hey, yes, I can. Hey, watch. I can. You should know
Yeah.
about that. No, I'm just kidding. So, yes, I plan on doing pizza later tonight, but so I have a set amount of calories in the day, which is 15 to 1800 calories in a day. And I will have an additional 500 calories after dinner. So that means that 500 calories can be used for a smoothie, or it can be used for, and I still have to get, that's also getting my protein in because I'm going to use protein powder as the base. So it's kind of like a best of both worlds scenario. You just look at it right in the right scenario, basically.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Helped you justify it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what comes out this weekend?
No, wait, a Fantastic Four.
Yes, sir, dude. This is my hype movie of the year. When I say I
This
am
is the big one.
excited for this movie.
Okay, then. I guess I'm going to movies this weekend.
Man, so I'm driving an hour and a half so I can go see it in a theater that's not in my town and see it in a reason like a Dolby Atmos.
But your town has really good sound and great seats. I don't
They
understand.
do. Yes, I will give them that. I'm going for the enhanced experience, so I'm going to the town over, another town in Wyoming, Laramie, Wyoming, specifically. They have a bigger theater that has Dolby Atmos. So it's laser projection, it's twice as big, enhanced audio, all of the above. And
Now,
we're gonna go check it out.
now, does that one serve food in the
They
actual
do.
theater? They'll
They
bring it to
do.
you.
So
Yeah.
it's not like a dine-in. It's not like an AMC dine-in to where they bring the food to your seat, but in the lobby you can get chicken tenders,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
get
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yogurt,
Yeah.
pretzels, chips, all
Yep.
that stuff.
Pizza.
Not just limited to
Yep.
popcorn and ice cream and
Yep.
candy. For anyone, yeah. So I mean, like for anyone not familiar, the small towns in Wyoming, especially our town, it has a decent movie theater that has recently been upgraded. So now we have recliner seats, but they still are limited in their confectionaries and concessions, not confectionaries, concessions. They have popcorn candy and a few other additions. But, whenever you go to a movie theater, you traditionally pull up, and then some have full meals. Like this one's gonna have the yogurt bar and yeah, yogurt bar, like chocolate or vanilla yogurt, soft serve yogurt. And I think I know it's good that I'm going on a cheat day, to say the least.
It's gonna have to be. Well, doesn't Casper have dine-in?
They do not. No, they have a Studio Lux theater, which is a
Right.
little more enhanced because it has the seat that comes with the tray and a little, comfortable seating. It's just an overall more enhanced experience. But
Yeah.
the closest actual dine-in theater, I think, is Denver to me.
Denver.
Denver or
Yeah.
Salt
Yep.
Lake.
Yep. 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 Right on. Well, I don't see. I'm not even going to get that where I'm at here. I'm going to have to drive about 60 miles to do a dine-in or something enhanced. I've never really cared about that stuff. So I'm going to go to the
Well, that's
theater
fair.
pretty
I
close
mean,
to me here. There's one
you're
literally
yeah,
5 minutes 5 minutes away from where I work at. So I'm gonna go
Yeah,
after work.
see now whenever you're going and you're pulling up and you're okay, you're comfortable with just getting a popcorn, that's totally
Yep.
cool. That's what
Yep.
movies are all about, is just pulling up and getting a popcorn. But this being Fantastic Four is kind of my hype movie. I'm trying to go all out, you could say. I'm trying to
Absolutely.
go all out
Total dine-in.
and yeah, get some food, get the Dolby Atmos, surround sound, like the whole shebang. So
Dude,
it's
that's
exciting.
awesome. Yep. All right. Are you going on? It's your long week, so you're gonna have to go on a weekend, huh? Saturday.
Yes, we'll go on Saturday, which
Right
conveniently
on.
lands on my cheat day.
All right. Well, we'll have definitely have to address this whole Fantastic Four thing next week during the show.
Yes, we'll have to we'll have to do a spoiler. We could just
Disclaimer.
postpone a week. Yes, a little spoiler disclaimer letting people know we will be, but that won't be till next week. So no worries now. We haven't seen the movie yet, but more details on that to come next week and our full review. It will be exciting.
I'm excited, very much
More
so.
excited than Superman, and that was a good movie.
It was surprising. It wasn't as good as I really kind of wanted it to be, right?
Hmm.
Superman, not to we talked about it last week, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Superman, I was wanting more.
See, now that's crazy because I always thought James Gunn did a good job with giving you that satisfying feeling, I guess, of you got a lot. You know what I mean?
I kind of felt like that was what you were going to say, and I get it,
Were
but I
you
was pretty.
wanting more in the realm of DC, or were you wanting something more specific for Superman?
Well, I was just wanting more Superman,
More
more
Superman?
super. You know what I was wanting? I was wanting more. That movie left me wanting more bulletproof, more really super, more.
Yes. Super and less man.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't mind tangling the story of the man into it, and that he did that, by the way, and did a good job, did a really good job. But I felt like he got beat up too much.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it is a different take, and can you truly get more super as far as the super side, the aspect of it, than Man of Steel?
No, no, and that's probably why I was looking for it. Right, I was spoiled. I went in there looking for more Man of Steel. Yeah, yeah, you're right, and that was my only letdown. But we did enjoy. I enjoyed the movie. I think you obviously enjoyed the movie, and I think Tiffany probably
Yes.
enjoyed the
Top
movie.
tier.
Did
She
Levi go
did.
watch it? Did Levi and Shelby
I don't
go?
know.
You don't?
I don't know if they went or
I'm
not.
interested.
I know that we talked about. I invited him to see Fantastic Four, but he's unfortunately working. Oh, to
Yeah.
be an adult, anyone out there relates to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sucks because then
Grown
things
up
like this
stuff.
happen. But yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, and
Yeah, but
you're.
they've been dropping some serious trailers for this movie. I don't know if you've been keeping up with those at
Oh
all.
yeah. Oh yeah.
As far as yeah, the little trailers and teasers and little tidbits of new Fantastic Four, shorts
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see the one
Absolutely.
with The Rock? Or I'm sorry, not The Rock. Did you see the thing? Wow. Did you see the one with the thing that had the Rock beard? He has a full-blown beard as the thing.
No.
Okay, it's
No.
wild. You're gonna
No.
you're gonna trip. I wonder if I should have said something because it probably would have wigged you out in the movies. But they did drop it a good amount in the trailers.
Did they?
Yeah, apparently at some point in the movie, the
I'll
thing
watch
goes
it
through a
tonight.
period of time to where he gets a beard. Huh?
I'll watch a trailer with that in it tonight. And you know what's
Yeah,
funny?
let me know
I
what you think.
probably did see it. I probably did see it. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, they didn't reference it. You just kind of like, whoa, he's got a beard, and then that was it.
As the thing.
Yes, as the thing, and then
What? Yeah.
Galactus has been he's getting teased hardcore. Just this monstrosity of a galactic
Yeah.
being, cosmic
Yeah.
entity
Yeah. With
that
the Silver
is
Surfer.
coming to destroy the Earth.
Yep.
So yeah, with the Silver Surfer, yeah,
Yep. Uh, well, we know how it's going to turn out, right? Wouldn't it
good.
be wouldn't it be wild? I mean, just freaking wild to go and find out that Earth just gets totally obliterated.
See, that's what I was curious about with the way that they're kind of leaning towards the Fantastic Four come to our MCU that we know with the Avengers and Guardians. They're in a separate world right now. This retro futuristic world is a separate alternate universe world, Earth, and they're eventually going to come to ours so that way they can team up with the Avengers and all of them in the new Avengers Secret Wars that they're actually currently filming right now. And
Did we
my
just
speculation
spoil?
is we're giving our theories. There's no spoilers if you haven't seen. It's just theories. But it makes you question. Maybe they leak
Man,
because Galactus is a pretty strong entity. Who's to say he doesn't win, causing the Fantastic Four to kind of flee in a way to leave their world and come to ours as a secondary hope?
oh my gosh, and abandon. Well, but then the storyline for the Fantastic Four changes dramatically.
For this one,
They didn't in this regard. If that happens and they're suddenly in another universe on another planet in the future, then Doctor Doom didn't happen.
well, Doctor Doom is multiversal.
Didn't happen with them, or did
Yes,
it happen,
so
or did it happen
yet.
in another universe with the another Fantastic Four?
Yeah, basically, so this is going to be MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe's take on Fantastic Four. So it's going to be familiar to Fantastic Four, to the comics, but as for this four, they might be introduced to Doctor Doom with the Avengers, with Secret Wars, and then it becomes this long-standing battle. I'm really curious to see how they handle it because you know who is playing Doctor Doom in this new.
No.
Okay, so they announced that the new Doctor Doom will be played by in the new Avengers Secret Wars, and the big bad for Avengers is going to be Doctor Doom, and it's going to be played by Robert Downey Jr. And everyone's
Really?
speculating. Yeah, everyone's speculating. Is it going to be a Iron Man, a Tony Stark that went rogue? Something happened. Like then there was like super hardcore theories, or then maybe this is just me, to where what happens if in this world where Fantastic Four are, he originates from that world too, and he is Tony Stark, but then something happens to where the Fantastic Four couldn't save. He's not Iron Man, but he's Tony Stark, and before becoming Iron Man, something devastating happens to him, leading him down a path of
And he ends
doom
up Doctor Doom.
turning
Well,
into
then,
Doctor Doom, or they keep it completely separate. I'm
well, but
curious to see.
but then Doom's enterprise is not Stark Industries. Remember, it
No,
was
no,
it
yeah,
was
it's
it's a different it was a different enterprise altogether. So
Victor Von.
okay, all right. Well, some fascinating theories and
Very much so. I could
interesting
ramble on
speculation.
that for a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Well, I don't think we have enough time to do any kind of a quiz.
The trivia?
Do you feel? I mean, I don't have anything prepared first. but not only that,
Okay, well
I
that's fine.
think we're running out of time because you
Yeah,
we
well you're right about
or
that. We definitely
yeah.
running low on time this week.
And I wanted to
But
ask,
what
and
I can do.
I really wanted to breach a different question.
Okay, that's completely fine. Let's bring it up. But before you do, just to end this, what we'll do is we'll resume our trivia topic, our trivia questions, DuoJive's trivia segment. We'll resume it next week with a follow-up from Fantastic Four, and
Okay,
it'll be Fantastic Four themed.
themed, very good, very good. All right, I like it. And you're going to Universal Studios before too long, and got to kind of gear up for that,
Are you
right?
talking about Epic Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up actually. I think just 2 or 3 more weeks until we go hit up the brand new Epic Universe theme park by Universal Studios. And when I tell you I am stoked to eat some food, to ride some rides, I mean, this is
The
gonna be,
whole
I've been
Universal
seeing some crazy
experience.
posts on this.
Yep, yep,
Yes.
yep, yep. And you
But it's
gotta
coming up
capture
soon, it's
footage.
coming up quick,
Yes,
and
it
I'm
is.
excited. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm planning on bringing some content. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes because I'm not a content creator, but hopefully I can do something there.
You are
And you
now.
guys will just have to keep in touch. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll grow with you. We'll grow with you.
We look forward to our trip here shortly, so hopefully you guys can tag along and listen in so that way I can give my review on Epic Universe in a couple weeks.
That's beautiful.
It'll be fun.
All right, all right. So here is the point that I wanted to breach.
Okay.
You represent a generation I do not represent, right? But your generation seems to be more affected by it. And the one slightly below your generation, even more so, especially the ones that are going into college or have recently been in college. Socialism.
Explain.
Well, what's your take on socialism?
That's a good question. I don't know if I know socialism enough
Know
to.
enough about it. We never talked about it,
Yes.
right? We didn't. And I don't know that you got much of it in school either because of the fact that you were in a Christian school most of your school years, right?
Yes, that
Yeah.
helps.
Right. Right. So as a result, it wasn't talked about very much. But I mean, it seems to be a lot of people your age and younger are really embracing the idea of socialism. I'm just kind of curious as to what you, your peers, any friends might be thinking about it. And here's why. I cannot understand for the life of me how anybody could or would like the idea of socialism. But it's a
It's because
really,
they don't
really,
know. They're
really
blind.
okay. Why are they
They're
blind?
blind. They think that, oh, well, this is capitalism. This is how things are running. I don't like it because it doesn't appease to me because I'm lazy and I want gimme, 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 even if it's not mine. I want that. And then they try to find different ways and sources of reaching that, and they don't realize the true outcome of socialism or other things like it pertaining to it and fall on it because it's easy. It's simple. It's to them it's their way of getting what they want even if they don't deserve it or if they're not deserving of it. It's unfortunate because it's just a whole generation not understanding that they're going to learn the hard way,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
that makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like that there are some that are listening and or watching that might have a different opinion and might even have their viewpoint really falling towards the idea of loving socialism for many of the same reasons, I'm sure. Socialism is a populist economic system that really appeals to that younger crowd that doesn't know better. I'm just curious, because I mean, for the past, I don't know, past 3 years, it's become a really, really, really big deal. And I know this podcast becomes an opportunity, hopefully, to share ideas, right? And of course, if I share my ideas, there might be some people get upset because I'm a massive capitalist and massive capitalism fan. But I'm just curious what
I
our
don't think
what our
there's anything
listeners.
wrong with sharing your ideas. I think you have it mixed up. I think the you sharing ideas is one thing, but you going and demanding and saying that this is the way is another. You know, it's easy
Do I?
for that's the problem. That's the problem. That is the that's what I've seen. That's what I've come to discover is there's people that have one idea and there's people that have another idea, and both of these parties cannot, for the life of them, nor will they, allow any possibility of understanding the other party's mindset. There's no accepting, no hearing out, no understanding. It's this is my way, it's the right way. This is my way, it's the right way. And then it's just a head-on collision that creates conflict, creates wars, creates anything negative, unfortunately, because as time goes on, things advance, things change, but you can never ever go wrong with learning from your mistakes through history. So you have to look at both of those aspects and go, okay, well, there's things that we need to look back on and go, okay, well, we messed up here, we messed up here, we need to learn from this, we need to learn from that. But at the same time, we're more advanced in this scenario now. We're more advanced in the way we think. We're more advanced in the way we teach. We don't have to teach kids the same things we taught them back in the day because we just don't deal with these certain issues or dilemmas or criteria. So, with the different teaching style, there's different outcomes, and those different outcomes lead to different demographics, different mindsets. And not saying that one's right and the other's wrong, it's just learning from both, learning from each other, but that cannot be done,
What can't be done?
especially not in America.
What can't be done?
The possibility of hearing each other out. It's as simple as that, hearing each other out, going and sitting down and listening to the other person and going, what do you have to say? Okay, well, I hear what you have to say. I truly do. But do you understand where that's going to lead us? And then you sit down and you have that conversation. And then it can't be one, it can't be the other. It has to be both. But there's no way on earth that that could ever happen. You can sway some, you can try your hardest.
Well,
There's
socialism is a lot
division
like
is what makes up this. What's
say
that?
what? What?
Division is what makes this country.
Uh, okay. So diversification is valuable. I mean, you're right.
Mhm.
That the United States is comprised of so many different cultures, right? But what has to be remembered and cannot be forgotten ever, and it has to be. It's like people used to say to me when I was a little kid. Hey, Chris, if you're going to consider someone else's viewpoint about God, fine. If you want to talk about God in a different way than what you're used to, fine. But never, ever, ever leave the Bible, right?
This makes enough sense.
Because the Bible is our absolute 100% immovable anchor point. It is
Okay.
God's word. It is God's word. It's anointed. And the Bible tells us that if we change one word or if we add to it or take away, plagues would be added to us or our name would be taken out of the book of life. So we can't change the Bible, right? We have to remember it and we have to have it in our hearts and in our minds. David said, thy word, O Lord, have I hid in my heart so that I might not sin against thee. Right. So the Bible is that it's the book. And I think the same thing goes, and correct me if you think or throw your input in if you think I'm wrong, but the same thing goes for the history of our country. America was founded on a constitution and a Bill of Rights. And America, as a result, as young of a country as it is, because it's very, very young, for such a young country, it is absolutely the most powerful, the most prosperous, and the best place in the world you can possibly live. So, would we want to allow any too much direct conversation suggesting that it's going to be changed somehow? Can we do that? That's unfortunately where the dividing line, because the dividing line is drawn. Okay, well, I can't go past this point. I can't go the direction you're talking about going with socialism or communism, both of them very much alike, but I can't do that because then that changes the very fabric of what our country rests upon, what it was built upon,
And our
most and
country can't
foremost.
change.
Our country can change, but can it? Well, let's just talk about that for a second. What happens when you take America, you change America from being a predominantly driven by capitalist economy and culture, when you take it from that towards socialism, what happens to it?
It's a good question.
And that is
Seems as though we're discovering that right now.
well, and that is what I'm hoping some many of our listeners, many of our viewers would want to have a conversation about. I listen, but there are some things we can't change. For example, the Constitution, we can't change that. We can never, ever touch the Constitution. I think the amendments were horrific for the most part, but that's another conversation. But the Constitution was wonderful in its truest form in its founding. The same thing would have to be said about the Bill of Rights. So we always have to have that. We have to have that at the base and say, okay, whatever we talk about doing, we've got to do it with our Constitution in mind. Does it make any sense?
Yeah, of
Which by
course. It makes
which
perfect
by
sense.
in which by the way, our Constitution was designed, written, designed for a capitalist culture in mind.
Makes perfect sense, and that's why capitalism works so well, like it does. For the most.
Yes, it does.
For
For the most,
most.
for the most.
Unfortunately, not everyone sees that way.
Well, and that's right. But why would someone not see it that way?
Because of the fact that they maybe not consumed, but they are best case scenario lazy and still they still feel as though that they are owed something. They are owed something when in reality, no, that's not how it works. You work for what you get. So when you come into this economy, you come in here and you put in the work and you will reap what you sow. And
Well,
unfortunately,
and
some
that's
people don't see
biblical.
it that way and they just want to go and, yeah,
That is biblical. I mean, the Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. And we have a bunch of people in this country now living on welfare.
yeah, that's funny because right now, this is probably the most I've ever seen to where you could get away with if you don't work, you eat better than people that do work.
Well, there you go. And for that reason, God will actually remove his hand from hand of blessing, hand of protection, hand of his guidance, God's wisdom. God will remove that from that country. And
The
that's
unfortunate
this
part is people don't care enough about that, and they're going to
what
learn the
God would
hard
do,
way, just like
what the
these young,
results.
just that him removing his hand altogether, and their relationship with God, just like these kids not understanding what socialism has done in the past and thinking that they can do it better, and then they feel as though that, oh, if I help implement it, then it will be successful. No, that's not how it works. You look at the same people that had your mindset, no different at all. You're gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna repeat history. So why not look at that and go, okay, well that didn't work. Let's find something else. Let's find an alternative.
Absolutely.
When somebody's passionate about something because it's the best case scenario for them, they will not stray away. That's their main goal. That's their intent.
Did you ever see that episode that Steven Crowder did where he went to Canada with a friend who needed medical attention, who was a Canadian, lived in Canada and was a Canadian? They needed medical attention, so Stephen went with them to see how their life was as a Canadian needing medical attention. Did you see that? Did you see
I did
that? See
not.
that episode? Oh my God! Please look it up. If you're living in a country where medical is provided for you, like socialism promises, the things that happen are absolutely mind. Anyway, and I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but I really wanted to start the conversation. And maybe even I'd really love to have somebody on the podcast that would talk about it from an not just an educated standpoint, but from an experience standpoint. Hey, this is what I experienced as in a country that was socialist, right? Here's what I experienced,
Yeah, if anyone, yeah, if we
not just for our benefit, but for our listeners as well and viewers.
That'd be a great segment to start to where we can have somebody hop on and discuss their mindset being different, being separate, whatever it is, just giving their opinion on it and giving us more insight on it. And like, vice versa. Likewise, we can do the
Yeah,
same and just
absolutely.
have a decent dialogue.
Capitalists' view. And now there aren't many people that actually lived in a socialist country that want to be there. They don't. That's why they're here, right? So it'd be hard to find someone who's in favor of it, but they can most certainly talk from a point of experience. And I would love that. I would love that a lot.
You know what's
But
funny about what you just said is you just spoke about one last thing. You just spoke about how people from socialist countries come here to escape, but even though we have people here that could easily, probably the easiest out of any country, go to their socialist country to escape, and yet they stay here and they protest and they act as
can
if
they though?
that
Can they?
they have to, huh?
That's the challenge. Relocating to a country that
100%.
is socialist, because making entry into a country that is socialist, that is a socialist country, or practices socialism, becoming or just making entry into a country like that is actually difficult.
I could imagine, but being
And moving there
American,
to live, their border policies are different than ours.
that's true. And you may be right. You may even with us being Americans and just having the capabilities we have, it still may be limiting something I never
Yes.
thought about, but yeah, you might be right.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we
Absolutely.
need to make that more accessible for them so they can go over there and try it out.
Yeah. There are people, and there are people that have made promises. If Trump gets elected, I'm moving out. But then when they came to it, they found out that it's not that easy. You know,
Not
America
at all.
is indeed the best country, and it's something we might want to talk about in a full episode at some point with a really good guest speaker on the subject. Don't want to. I mean, on a personal note, I wouldn't want to, and it would be your call. But I mean, I wouldn't want to bring somebody into an episode just to talk about socialism from a capitalist perspective. But socialism is nonetheless a very big deal for the generation below you. A really big deal.
I guess that's one way to wrap things up. You kind of ended on just a heavy note like that on socialism. How about that? There's something to go home with, after this conversation. But to bring things back onto a lighter note, do we do have Fantastic Four? Anyone else out there going to see it this weekend, being able to go and hang out with their friends and family and go see a new movie? Let me know what you guys think of the new movie coming out. We'll resume with more Fantastic Four talk. And we might have to throw out a episode dedicated to just our thoughts with somebody else with a more socialist mindset, just the differing opinions and thoughts on it, so that way we can get involved in it. But that will be for a later episode, something to look forward to there. And I have some more trivia that we can get involved in, and a few more DC for you because you seem to be a avid DC. Your knowledge in DC seems to be a little more advanced, and
Yeah.
Fantastic Four as
Apparently.
well. Things to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely looking forward to next weekend or next week's episode and talking about the things we're going to talk about. It's a great episode. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was good talking to you. Love ya, and make sure everyone out there listening to live life to the fullest.
Living life to the fullest.